Great pleasure to be at St. Michael's Place, Pecan Street in Newport, and visiting with folks that are instrumental in good things that not only go on here, but go on throughout the community. And folks, if you don't know, let me introduce to you Miss Velma Bobo, a lady who has her husband who is at the St. Michael's facility. And first of all, before we talk about St. Michael's, let's talk a little bit about Miss Bobo, and tell us a little bit about you, where you were born, and kind of what happened the first few years of your life.
Okay, I was born in Oliphant, Arkansas, and we moved from Oliphant when I was about 5 years old. I grew up in that little country, and I went to high school some here in Newport. I didn't complete it, but
okay.
I went to high school some here in Newport. I got married at an early age. You know, you just think nothing else is going on. You just got to get married.
You got to get married. That's the thing to do, isn't it? That's the thing to do.
I was married 2 years before I had any children, and so I'm the parent of, we are the parents of 10 children.
10 children.
And
everybody knows some of the Bobos.
Oh,
I mean, everybody in when you say Bobo, that name is just synonymous to Tuckerman and Newport and Jackson County. I mean, there are a few Bobos around that we all know.
Oh yes,
good family, good folks.
But anyhow, we lived a pretty good life.
Right, good deal.
And we raised the children, and all finished high school except one child.
Okay.
About 6 finished college.
Wow.
I had 6 children that went into military. And they're scattered.
I bet they are. Yeah, they usually do.
Yes, they just different places. So we just, you know, just common people and just love people.
Yes, ma'am.
I love everybody. I don't know anybody that I don't love. And it keeps me busy.
I bet it does.
In the community and in school and whatever.
Well, what all do you do? Now, we were talking, and I know that you do a lot of volunteer work, and you're talking about in the community and at the school. To kind of give me an example of what you might do when you do your volunteer work.
Okay, what I do for volunteering, I help the children in the school.
Okay, yes ma'am.
And last year, well, I had been working with the 2nd grade and 3rd grade children, but last year, the lady over these 3 and 4-year-old, she saw something in me. She wanted me down with those babies.
Okay.
So I worked there with those babies and enjoyed every moment. It gave me something to do, to get up and be with those babies. And they love me, and I love them.
I bet. Well, if you've raised 10 of your own, and then when they grow up and move on and do some of the great things that they have done, then it gives you something, a peace of mind to go in and watch children and help children and see how they respond to your kindness and your love. And you're doing a lot of good volunteer work, it sounds like.
Yeah, and I do some volunteer work at the assisted living in Tuckerman.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if you would call this volunteer visiting people in the community, and if they need any aid or any something, I help out there.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know what all I...
You do a lot, I know. You do a lot.
And I love to come here, and if I see some need that somebody need, even assisting somebody going down the hall and they are tired.
Yes, ma'am.
Assist them in taking them to the room, or help putting the bib over those just before dinner. Assist those that are having problem eating or something. I love to do that. I just love to see everybody happy.
And you come to visit Mr. Bobo, who is at the facility here at St. Michael's and has been for several years, and spend some time with him. And then while you're here and visiting, and you do just that, whether you call it volunteer work, I like to call it service. You give a service to those people that you're giving back to the community. to a community that you love dearly, and I mean, you get so much satisfaction, and I know that the folks at St. Michael's Place love having you come and do your volunteer work here and your service work then, because they brag about you all the time. And we've been trying to get you on for an interview, and we finally got it all done. And I know it's important to you.
It is very, very important. And if I can help any way at all, you know, I would be happy to do that, you know. Really, they're doing a great job with my husband. They're doing, you know, he's at a stage where, you know, you probably can't understand what he says, but,
Yes, ma'am.
but I let him know that I'm here.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We have been married 65 years.
Wow.
And so.
Wow. 65 years.
That's right.
You did get married real young, didn't you? 65. Well, congratulations on that length of time. And again, on behalf of St. Michael's Place, I know they appreciate you so much for the service that you give to these folks out here, because you're not only giving to St. Michael's, you're giving to the residents, and that means so much to these residents and their families to know that they're going to be taken care of when they come to this facility. And then there's going to be so many volunteers like you who come and give the little extra kindness. And Miss Bubba, we want to thank you so much for taking time to visit with us. Anything else you need to tell us today? Anything that you need to say? Do you need to say anything about me and my brothers, or are you good to say?
Well, it's I don't know if his name was David. You know, he was heavy set.
I'm David, and Bud's the oldest. He's the oldest, and he was the radio guy for a long time. He was
okay.
radio guy and TV guy for a long time.
Okay, well, he's the radio guy.
He's the radio guy, that's right.
And that's
we talked about our family before we got on the air right here.
Okay.
And, of course, the story of my life is that, are you Bud? No, I'm not. Well, then who are you?
Yes.
Well, I'm David. I'm just one of them. But
well, I just want you to know that I am from a big family.
Yes, ma'am.
My dad lived to be 105, and my mother was 98.
Wow.
And they taught us to love everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know anybody that I don't love. They opened we had a table longer than this table. It probably, I don't know, probably was a maid table, I don't know. We didn't have a lot of chairs and things. They had benches, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
And anybody that was hungry, you was welcome to come and sit down and
got
have
a chance to
eat. And our parents taught us to love everybody. And so I guess it just blended in me to love everybody. I don't know anybody that
Right,
I
absolutely.
don't, you know.
Well, you keep on giving. You just keep on giving. And the world would be a better place if there were a few more people like Velma Bobo in it, I can promise you that. Thank you so much for visiting with us.
Thank you so much.
Velma Bobo at St. Michael's Place, and this lady is a treasure not only in Jackson County, but throughout the state of Arkansas and throughout mankind.